Going live in 10 unknown files tonight. Ghost of Ohio. All right, we ready? All right, welcome to this edition of the Unknown Files show on the Outdoor Caller radio app. Tonight we're going to be talking about file number 13, Ghosts of Ohio. We're going to be talking with, I believe the group is called PyleoParanormal out of Northeast Iowa. We're going to have Brock calling in here in a second. And we're going to talk about their investigations that actually went out into the penitentiary where the Shawshank Redemption was filmed. That's going to be pretty crazy, plus some other stuff. So, hello everybody on Facebook Live. Good to see everybody. Good to see another beautiful Wednesday night here on the Outdoor Call Radio Network. So, thanks for everybody listening on the Outdoor Call Radio app as well. So, let's see. I told him to call me at 7. Right. I believe we got him on the phone. Let me get him back up there. Brock, is that you?
Yes, sir.
Brock, good evening. Welcome to the Unknown Files show. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. You getting ready for the weekend?
Absolutely. Always.
Yeah. All right. It's PyleoParanormal. Is that the name of the group?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got to ask, how did that happen? How did that come full stream there?
Well, I'm a 8-year Army combat vet.
Okay.
And my favorite movie was Full Metal Jacket.
Okay.
With Private Pyle in there. So when I began streaming video games, I was playing mostly Call of Duty. So my name was Private Pyle.
Yeah.
Well, I stopped streaming video games and stepped back for a little while, and we decided to start live streaming our paranormal investigations. So I wanted to incorporate it to where everybody knew who I still was. So we came up with PyleoParanormal.
Yeah, well, better that than the Joker, Private Joker.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Northeast Ohio, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I tell you what, Ohio is pretty country. I was out there last summer for an event, and that was actually my first time. But boy, I tell you what, man, it's a beautiful state. There's a lot of things to see. How did you get into now being in the military and everything? Thank you for your service, first of all. How did you get into the paranormal?
Actually, it all started at my first duty station. We were stationed in Fort Drum, New York, with the 10th Mount Division. And we visited this place called Sackett's Harbor.
Uh-huh.
They have a battlefield there that was fought on the War of 1812. So they had an old insane asylum on the battleground. And we decided to walk in, and it was, go at your own risk or whatever. So we went inside. Next thing I know, some lady was telling us that it was an infirmary for the War of 1812, where they would take the wounded soldiers or the dead soldiers and try to patch them up or resuscitate or whatever.
Where was this? Where was that at?
Sackett's Harbor, New York.
Okay, all right.
Well, we were up on the second floor of the building, and I got grabbed from the back, and I went to go turn around to see who was there, and there was not a soul there with us. And I immediately got the electrical cold chills. Every hair on the back of my neck stood up. So once we got outside the building, I ended up asking the lady that was in charge of running the tours, and she said, "Oh yeah," she said, "that's very common in that building, that they see apparitions of militiamen in that building a lot."
Really?
Yeah. So we didn't see any apparitions or anything, but I was definitely grabbed and tugged on.
Now that's kind of weird, huh?
Yeah, and that would be the first of many times that's happened.
Okay. So, how many groups are you guys were founded? What did you tell me? You guys have been since 2017.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to just ask you a bunch of questions, Brock, and you just you tell me. We'll get into some of the residential stuff that you all have investigated, but I want to start with Mansfield Penitentiary. I believe you told me that's where they filmed Shawshank Redemption at.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, how did you get access to that? I mean, is it easy to do that? I mean, they do tours or?
We did. We called and we asked them if we could do a tour.
Okay.
And then once we got down there, we explained to them that we are a paranormal group and would like to do it off hours if possible. Um, we, we made a good contribution donation to the building,
Is it a
and then they allow us.
is it privately owned?
As far as I know, it's owned by the state.
Okay, the state still owns it, but it's not a working penitentiary. It's shut down, right?
It is shut down. Yes,
Okay.
It's open for tours.
I got you. Okay. So once you got access in there, did you guys do a night investigation during the day? What did they let you do?
We started out day one. We started out late afternoon,
Uh-huh.
and then we went until about close to midnight. And then I talked to the security guard that was there, and he allowed us to come back the following night, starting at midnight.
Well, really? So
we were there for about 4 hours.
Okay. So did you get to go through like the main cell areas? What all parts of the prison were they letting you go and investigate?
All of it.
Everything. So like was there a death row?
Not a death row. They had solitary confinement, which they call the hole.
Okay, so you had the hole. All right.
Yes. And Old Sparky, the electric chairs there.
But they didn't have. They had Old Sparky, but they didn't have a. Did they get rid of capital punishment, or they had that at one time, or how that? I'm confused.
No, what they would do is, I guess, they would just take the inmates out of their ordinary cells. They had different layers.
So they didn't segregate them as far as people that were condemned to die or whatever.
Correct.
So okay, so what happened in the electric in that part of the prison? What did you have any weird experiences there?
There were several cool spots. We did catch a few orbs, and we got one name out of the execution room.
Really? So you were asking her questions, and then were you running like a spirit box, or what did you have going on?
Yes, we were running the SB7 spirit box.
SD7?
SB7.
SB7. I'm trying to learn here. I don't know all these technical terms on this stuff.
Oh, no, that's fine.
So how many people were there all together when you were doing this?
Just me and my wife.
Just you guys. Okay. All right. All right. So Old Sparky, and you got one name, and then you got a couple orbs. So did you get grabbed or pulled on, or did you see anything, or did you pick anything up on video or on camera?
Not on camera. We didn't catch any apparitions. The one orb you can see on camera.
Okay.
We didn't get grabbed or anything down in the execution room, but we did in one of the cells.
You did?
Yes.
So was it you or your wife that happened to?
It was me.
It was you. They grabbed you, huh?
They grabbed me.
Yeah. So did your wife see this, or was you nothing? Did you try to debunk it where so you didn't get snagged or anything, or was she behind you filming at all during this?
She was filming me, and I was actually facing the camera with my back to the cell.
Really?
Yeah.
And
I had a hand come across my shoulder and tried to pull me into the cell.
So you got that on video?
She did, yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So now, what did it feel like? Did it feel like a solid hand on your shoulder, or did you just feel force pulling you back?
No, it felt like somebody actually came up and grabbed your shoulder and tried to spin you around, kind of, so you're looking that way.
Wow. So, and Brock, how many people are in your group total?
Just me and my wife.
Just you two. Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right. So, After that happened, what'd you guys do?
Well, after I freaked out a little bit
Yeah,
and calmed down, we
I,
proceeded through the cell blocks.
I would have freaked out. To be honest with you, you kept going through the cell blocks.
We did, and there's a lot of residual haunting still there. You can hear some cell doors close.
Are the doors
Um,
are the doors are they still there? Are they just open? Are they set open? Or what does it look
they
like?
are there.
They are there. Okay.
They are there. They are open. You can
Okay.
go in the cells.
Okay. So what happens if somebody if is there somebody there besides you the whole night?
Yeah, the security guard. They have a shack right outside that the security guard
Okay.
sits in, and they give you a phone number to call if anything happens.
Now what happens if the door closes behind you? Did that happen? Did any of that happen there?
Not to us, no.
Okay, but it somebody happened. It happened to somebody. It got locked in.
Oh, I'm sure it could.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of it, but I mean, I'm sure it could.
Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. Now, what about outside? I mean, did you, as far as the orbs and stuff, did you guys try to debunk any of that with, like dust or airflow or anything?
We did. The airflow actually is cut off.
Okay, so there's no air current going through.
No, and none of the windows were open. The only thing that was open was the front door when they let us in, and then they shut it behind us, which was probably close to an hour before we even got to the execution room.
Okay, all right. Now, what about? Did you go through like where the cafeteria or anything like that? I mean, did you guys pick up anything in those areas?
No, actually, when we were down at the end of the cell block, my wife heard a disembodied scream
Really?
from down the end of the cell, but I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
And we weren't able to pick it up on camera. But I could tell just by her reaction that she did. She definitely heard it.
Okay. All right. So did and how long were you there? You said 4 hours from like midnight to when?
We were there from midnight to 4 hours total between the two nights.
Okay, so midnight to 2.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So did you when you went back and did, any EVPs or anything like that when you went back home and listened to everything?
We did. We got two names, one in the execution room and one in the cell block.
Okay. What was the names?
We got a John and an Albert.
Albert. Huh. That's weird. All right. Well, that's kind of cool. Now, is that the first prison you've ever been to?
That is, yes.
Yeah. Okay. What other big things have you guys done in Ohio? I mean, have you been to like any factories or any schools that have closed down or anything like that?
We actually went to, it's called the Doctor's Hospital. It is in Massillon, Ohio.
Doctor's Hospital?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was completely shut down. It's completely vacant.
Yeah.
A lot of it wasn't able to be investigated due to asbestos and the floors caving in.
No, that's not
So we
good.
stayed mostly on the first floor.
Okay. What happened there?
We got 3 EVPs from that hospital in the OR section of the hospital.
Really? It was just people talking, or what kind of EVPs was it?
The first one was a name. I always ask a name every time I go into a room. And the first one was a name, but we got a name Rose.
Okay.
And then we asked how many people were with us, how many spirits were with us, and we got 7.
7 spirits.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we only got 2 EVPs that talk to us, and then the other EVP, you can hear what sounds like a man and a woman conversing amongst themselves. But when we got down to that room, there was nobody there.
So did you have like speakers set up, or when you were looking around, or is this stuff that you went back and listened to afterwards?
It's stuff we come back and analyze after every investigation.
Okay. All right. Hey, Mark Parker, good to see you, buddy. Thank you very much, Aaron. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. So, all right. So, what's some of the shadow people? Any kind of myths or anything like that? Aren't any of these that you guys got on tape?
We do have a mist on camera,
Yeah.
and we do have some shadows walking to a doorway.
Now, where was that at, Brock?
That was at the Trans-Allegheny Insane Asylum in West Virginia.
Trans-Allegheny.
Yep.
Allegheny. I'm just taking notes, man. And
No,
that was a sanitarium?
Yes, it's actually they call it the lunatic asylum.
Okay.
But yes.
All right. And then you had it just like a free floating mist or whatever, or tell everybody about that real quick.
Yeah, it was, we were actually in the main lobby, and we heard footsteps coming, what sounded like coming down the stairwell when you first walk in.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought there was somebody in there, like a security guard or maybe another tour group finishing up. And next thing I know, there's nobody there, and it sounded like they were right in front of me. And I turned around to look at my wife and be like, "You heard that too?" And she said, "Look," and there was a grayish white mist on top of the landing on top of the stairs.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, did you go up and look and see if you saw any footprints or anything going up there?
We followed it.
Oh, you did?
We did. We went up the stairwell.
Yeah.
Because it only lasted maybe 25, 30 seconds, and then it evaporated.
Wow. And we
went up to the second floor.
And you got all that on video?
She did, yes.
That's crazy. All right. And you went up to the second floor.
And there was not a soul there.
Nobody was there.
Nobody was there.
It was just done. It got quiet after that.
It did.
Yeah. Now,
that's also where we saw the shadow person as well.
So tell everybody about that real quick, Brock. What was you doing?
We were just in a room, a patient room. They have, I believe, 10 or 12 patient rooms up on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just in one of those. We were striking out in the other rooms, and no voices, nothing coming across the spirit box, no EVPs. And my wife heard footsteps as I was in a room asking questions, and she turned with the camera and actually caught a shadow person walking. You can see it walk from left to right in the doorway in the hallway.
And there was no light or anything in the hallway. You could just see a dark thing go through, huh?
Yep, from the light on her camera.
Okay, all right. And did you look and see if there was any cars or anything? I mean, you were on the second floor, right?
We were on the second floor, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it probably wasn't a car light or anything like that. Just you could just tell. Was it like, like when you're walking into the woods in the morning, how you can tell when your eyes are adjusting to the darkness and stuff. I mean, you can tell when there's something there. I mean, you can see the form and stuff. And and I'm not talking.
Absolutely.
I'm not talking paranormal. I'm talking about just a regular critter or something. But but that's what it looked like, huh?
Yes.
That's crazy. Okay. All right. All right, we're visiting with our buddy Brock Hillier. He is with a group called PyleoParanormal. Am I saying that right? PyleoParanormal, right?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want you hitting me. They are from Northeast Ohio. And Brock, you hang on. I got to take a real quick break. We come back. Now, you guys also do residential investigations and stuff like that. Hank Miller, how's it going at Revelton? Thank you, buddy. Chris. Hey, Chris, what's going on? Hey, Chris DeMont says tell you hi. You know Chris.
Oh, I know Chris real well, yes.
Yeah, that's, we both, Brock and I are members of Pure Whitetail, so that's how Brock and I actually kind of know each other. Did I meet you at the Bash in Ohio last year?
Yes.
I did. Okay. All right. Forgive me, because, Larry, usually everybody just wants to talk to Larry and Philip. I'm just there to hold their beverage and stuff like that, so. Yeah. So, but that's fun. All right, Brock, you hang on. Everybody hang loose. I will be right back. I just got to take a real short break so we don't get too far behind, and we'll be right back for some more Unknown Files. Be right back. Hang on.
Whether it's camping, hunting, or fishing, you want your camping setup to be easy and
pretty cool stuff.
As comfortable as possible. Camprite has been helping folks enjoy the outdoors as problem-free as possible since 1999. Camprite employees are outdoor enthusiasts that use and design.
I'll ask him, Chris. I'll ask him. I didn't see the bear thing.
Remember, They carry great tents like the original tent cot that started it all. This fully enclosed, off-the-ground sleep shelter combines the comfort of a standard sleeping cot with the added protection of a tent. Camprite features several models of tent cot units, including single and double units. They also specialize in sleeping bags, camping tables, cooking prep units, chairs, and other fine quality outdoor products. With over 17 years of field testing, great outdoor gear products, Camprite is the right choice to make adventures not only comfortable, but also carefree. Check out all these Camprite products at your local Sportsman's Warehouse or anytime on the web at camprite.com. That's camprite with a K.com.
Heading on your next adventure and looking for some snacks to take? Why not pack a snack that tastes great, gives you protein, and is easy to pack? Have you heard of Soldier Boy beef jerky? Soldier Boy jerky is slow smoked in small batches to ensure generous, tender morsels that taste outstanding. Soldier Boy beef jerky offers the following flavors: sweet heat, original, maple, or peppered flavors that will satisfy you all day in the field. Soldier Boy Beef Jerky is veteran-owned and proud supporters of the Canines for Warrior Foundation. They also donate to troops that are deployed serving our country. So next time you're looking for snacks from home or on your next outdoor adventure, please remember to reach for some Soldier Boy Beef Jerky, available at Sportsman's Warehouse. Soldier Boy Beef Jerky, outstanding taste that keeps you satisfied in the field. For more information, please check us out online at www.sbjerky.com. Tired of deer smelling your scent? Well, there are things you can do to help stop deer from smelling you. Pure Whitetail offers some of the finest scent elimination products in the outdoor industry. One more and we're back, everybody. Dirt Scent Eliminator Spray. When they say dirt, they mean it. Pure Whitetail's Dirt Scent Eliminator Spray will give you a layer of protection that will help you stay hidden from that deer's nose. It's one of the finest, most effective scent control sprays on the market today. So next season, let's turn the tables on Mr. Whitetail and fill more tags. It's time to get serious about controlling your scent with Pure Whitetail. You're heading out on your morning hunt well before sunrise, so you can stay undetected from that giant you've been chasing all season. Wouldn't it be nice to know exactly where your stand or blind location is without letting anyone know where you're at walking in? Have you ever heard of Onyx? Onyx is one of the most important pieces of hunting gear that you can use and always have with you. The Onyx Hunt app allows you not only to get from your truck to your hunting spots, it also allows you to mark and save your parking spots, scrapes, food plots, rub lines, or some possible next stand locations. The Onyx Hunt app is also a great way to see your property and know where you stand. Onyx is a mobile app that you can take anywhere. It's recognized by game wardens all around the country as a valuable hunting tool. So, if you want to always know where you are and have the ability to save information that will help you be a better hunter, go download the Onyx Hunt app at your app store today. All right, welcome back to the Unknown Files show, File 13, Ghosts of Ohio. My guest is Brock Hillier, and we're talking about that. Brock, Chris, before we get into the other stuff, Chris wants us to, he wants you to share your bear story.
Oh, yeah. I was invited by Chris, and, didn't know what to expect to go down there for a fall bear hunt.
Yeah.
And
where was this at now?
This was in New Jersey.
Okay, New Jersey. All right.
So I go down unknowing what I'm doing, and it's archery season for bear.
Right.
So I get there a day early. Chris shows me all the bait spots and all the blinds and everything where I'll be sitting and tree stands. So we go. Season opened on Monday, and I didn't even see. We saw a bear Sunday before season started at a bait pile. Chased it off. Monday through Thursday, seen nothing but deer. And my bear tag, when I purchased it for New Jersey, came with 3 or 4 deer tags. Well, it's Thursday, and it's been 4 days, and it's been raining and windy and cold. So I text Chris, and I'm like, hey, I said, if a deer comes close enough, am I allowed to shoot it? And he's like, oh, just wait till you get a bear.
Yeah.
So we waited. Friday, I finally stopped at Dunkin' Donuts before I hit the blind that afternoon. I got a dozen donuts and nothing else was working.
Yeah.
So I actually sprinkled a bunch of pure whitetail apple beads all around to make a sweet smell, and I hung donuts in the tree. And it was looking like another blowout, and I'm sitting there, had birds and squirrels all around me. The next thing I know, every critter in the woods that was right there near me just vanished.
Uh-oh.
And I see the bear coming, and it gets about 20 yards in front of me, broadside. Well, I shoot, and Chris laughs to this day because I only took one arrow with me.
Oh, no.
So I shot, hit the bear. It made a god-awful sound.
Yeah.
Took off. Well, the next thing I know, like 5 or 6 more bears come from behind me, and one is standing probably within an arm's reach. I could have reached out and poked it, and this thing was massive and was sitting there just grunting right beside the blind. And I didn't know what to do. I had no more arrows, so I text Chris, and I'm like, hey, I need your help. You need to get here like now before I turn into bear food.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, I'm like 2 ridges over with a muzzle loader. He said, I'm booking it now. So luckily he got a hold of his son. His son came with the 4-wheeler and was able to help me locate the bear, and we were able to get it drug out and everything. But that 20 minutes waiting for Chris with no arrow and a bow just sitting there looking at me was, it seemed like 2 days.
Yeah, ghosts are no problem. You know, I don't think a lot of folks know this, but New Jersey's got a bear problem. There's so many bears in New Jersey, and I don't know if they, Chris, did they still have that hunt, or is that still did the antis get that canceled? But I mean, I got friends of mine out there that they've got bear issues all the time in their yard and everything else. I mean, they're all over the place, aren't they, Brock?
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
We were. Chris didn't know. We didn't know till that day. Chris heard that coffee grounds was like catnip for bears.
Yeah.
So I happened to bring some Grind Life coffee with me, and I sprinkled it out on the ground, and we waited. Next thing I know, Chris is sending me pictures from his trail camera. Right there, it had to have been probably 30, 40 minutes after I left. A bear came out and was sitting there doing barrel rolls in the coffee grounds.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. You should have brought the Highland Grog. That really would have got the big ones going.
It was.
Oh, it was the Highland Grog.
It was a Highlander Grog, yes.
Yeah, that stuff's amazing, I'm telling you. All right, good story. Good story. So, all right, so you've went and done these massive structures. Now, what do you do? Do you get how many people reach out to you in say like a month and say they got stuff going on that they just don't understand or can't explain?
On average, probably about 2 a month.
Well, that's about what I would thought. I mean, because it's not like you got Ghostbusters ringing all the time, right? So yeah.
Right.
So when someone calls you, what do you do like a normal I don't want to say investigation right off the bat, but do you interview them and find out what's going on, or do you say I'll be right there? How do you handle that?
We do. We'll talk to the homeowners or whoever gave us the email and figure out what is happening in the house, why they called us to begin with.
Okay.
And basically the characteristics of this spirit that they have in their house or this entity that they're dealing with. Because if it's too dark, if it's
like dark, like evil,
like demon, like we don't deal with that.
Okay, so if it's malevolent or if it's really bad, you guys don't want to get involved in that.
Correct.
Okay, so what do you tell them though? If they got stuff sliming down the wall, or if they got stuff flying off the walls, or they're hearing crazy voices. What if you and your wife don't want to investigate that? What do you tell them?
We usually give them phone numbers and contacts to. There's about 30 minutes north. There is a Catholic church that the priest there actually practices exorcisms and home cleansings and stuff like that. Stuff that's beyond our
Okay.
what do you call it?
Capabilities.
Yeah.
Out of your out of your
really
comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your Spectre detector just doesn't hang in that ballpark.
Right.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'll be 37 in May.
Okay, so you're young. I'm 59, but when I was a kid, they had a great TV show on called Ghostbusters that had Forrest Tucker and Larry Hagman, the guys in F Troop, and that was the name of the show, was Ghostbusters, and they had this thing called a Spectre detector, and it's just like what was in Ghostbusters. You know how they had that little thing that they would hold up, and it would have these rods that would come up with lights. It kind of looked like that. They actually, and I don't know if a lot of folks know this or not, but they actually had to buy the rights before Dan Aykroyd and all them could do Ghostbusters. They had to buy the rights to that name from that TV show in the 70s. And anyway, I'm sorry. That was one of my favorite shows growing up. So the old Spectre detector. So all right. So somebody calls you up and it's not malevolent. Hey Brock, this is Cindy Lou, and Cindy Lou probably doesn't sound like me. But hey, we got stuff moving. My daughter's saying she hears a voice or something. Yeah. What kind of questions do you ask?
We basically ask where it started, when it started.
Yeah. You ask them
how often.
History of the house.
Yes.
Okay.
If they know.
A
lot of them around here are like renters, so they don't know.
Okay. All right.
But we do try to get a hold of the landlord and see if the landlord knows.
Okay. Yeah. And then, so what's some of the craziest stuff you guys have seen doing an investigation like that?
We were actually in a basement of a residence, about 20 minutes from where we live, and
okay,
I was down there asking questions with the spirit box. And
now, hey Brock, let me pause you there for a quick second. When you say a spirit box, is that thing that I don't watch a lot of paranormal TV stuff. I just never got into it on TV. But is that the thing that it just spits out words? Tell everybody what a spirit box actually sounds like or what it does.
Yes, so the SB7T spirit box, it sweeps anywhere from 100 to 350 channels per second.
Okay.
And it allows spirits to communicate through that device, and it's hooked to a external speaker.
Okay.
So it's loud, so we're able to hear.
Okay. All right.
And that's it. It makes a white noise sound, which is
like a something like that. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm just trying to think if I got the right thing in my mind when you're talking. So.
You do now.
Okay. There you go. All right.
But we were in this basement for probably half an hour, and we haven't received anything. I didn't feel any. I didn't get the chills. I didn't get the electricity. No weird feelings. And so we walked to the other end of the basement, and I asked for a name or if there was anybody here with us. And it came across real loud and like a real low man's voice, and all I heard was "Get out."
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, like real plain, like "Get out."
Yes.
Oh,
like
that's crazy. Yeah.
It sent chills all the way up my back.
Now, see, if it was me, and I'm, I would have said, well, what we just got here. I mean, what'd you say to him, or what do you do? Do you respond, or you just sit there and be quiet?
Oh no, we respond.
Okay.
I'm not the type to sit there and just be quiet. So if I start to not get anything, I'll start provoking.
Okay, so you do kind of push their buttons a little bit.
I do. Okay. I do, just to see what reactions I get.
Okay.
But we were actually able to communicate with the spirit. He never did give us a name, but 2 or 3 more times he would answer yes or no to questions. And we typically tell them that the family living here right now currently does not want you here and are wanting you to leave.
Does that work?
And then, not always.
Okay. Okay. I'm just asking because it's like, it's like he's telling you to get out, and you're sitting there going, no, you actually have to leave. I mean,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. So and I tell the people when we go in,
Yeah.
if you want me to serve an eviction notice with this entity, if we come across it, we can. 99% of them, they tell me yes.
Yeah. So when you say you're going to evict the ghost, how do you do that? Do you just say a prayer? How do you light some sage? Aren't you?
No, we actually do. We smudge the house.
Okay.
We'll walk around with smudge sticks with the sage.
Yep.
And before we do that, we ask them to leave. That the family currently occupying the residence does not want you here. And then we will sage the house.
Yeah.
There's been 2 instances where it hasn't worked so far.
Okay. Out of how many?
Out of about 27, I believe we're up to now.
Wow, 27 times you've actually done this, and only 2 times it hasn't worked.
Yes, 2 times it's been reoccurring since we left.
Okay. Where did the sage thing come from? Is that from the First Nation? Is that a Native American thing that burning sage?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. I thought that's what it was, but I wasn't. I wanted to make sure I remember that correctly.
Yes, the Native Americans would burn sage to rid off of evil spirits.
Well, what if they're not evil? What if it's just Grandpa Joe?
Well, see, I don't know.
That
Native Americans are big on their spiritual ancestors and so forth. So I don't know how all that worked or how they could tell the difference, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, because they couldn't really communicate with them like we can today.
Yeah. Hey, Russell. Hey, Hoyt. Good to see you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hoyt said there's a new movie called We Have a Ghost coming out. I'll have to check that out, Hoyt. Thank you. No, I mean, I've talked to several Native American folks. I got a lot of respect for the Native American culture. My mom's mom said we've got some kind of Native American lineage or whatever. I don't know how much it is or whatever, but I've always enjoyed, and they got such a. I won't get into that. They just got a bum rap. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, but I just as far as their customs and about spirituality and. I think they got some really cool thoughts on what's after this existence. I enjoy reading about that. That's where I kind of read about the sage and stuff before when they were doing their ceremonies, and they would do the what do they call that, Brock, when they go into the sweat tents when they do their cleansings or their visions. They go in there to what's it called? You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's called either.
Yeah, I can't remember what that's actually the ceremony and stuff's called, but I just think that stuff's fascinating. So 27 times you've done this, and 25 times it's worked. Did you go back to the 2 times that it didn't work and try it again?
We have.
And what happened then?
Yes. One, it actually did work the second time.
Yeah.
The other one, we ended up giving contacts to that Catholic church and the priest to see if they were able to do something more powerful on the spiritual side of it.
Sweat lodges. That's what they're called. Sweat lodges.
Yes,
they would go. They're going to do the ceremonies. So, okay, now have you ever seen anything move on camera that you guys set up? How many when you go to a house or something like that? How many cameras do you set up? I mean, did they say I guess you ask them, where's all the activity at? Is it in the kids' room? Is it in the front room? I mean, have you gotten anything move or anything unexplained on camera at any of these houses?
Yes, we have. Actually, in the second to last one we did, we actually had a rocking chair start rocking.
No kid. No, really? Just start on its own?
On its own.
Inside the house?
Inside the house.
Did you look for fishing line?
Yeah, I did. I did. Actually, we tried to debunk everything. There was no rugs,
Nothing.
nothing around it.
Okay.
No, and there's no air conditioner or fan on in that room.
So when you went in there to debunk it, or when you went around it and stuff, did it keep moving or did it stop?
It kept going until I got about 2 feet or so from the chair, and then it stopped dead. Like it didn't. It wasn't like somebody got up and walked away. You know how they'll continue to rock once somebody gets up and moves. I got about 2 feet away, and it stopped dead in its tracks.
Did it start up again when you left?
Not that we know of, no.
Okay, so it only did it the one time.
It did it the one time.
Well, I mean, that in a way, that's kind of validation, isn't it? That way you know it's not something airflow wise or something else that's causing it if it just did it the one time, huh?
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely credible evidence.
Okay. Now, do you guys do anything on FLIR or thermal or anything when you're in the houses?
We don't do thermal.
Okay.
I don't know why, honestly. I've never wanted to use thermal, but we do use night vision.
Okay. On your camera?
Yes.
Okay. And then what do you see on the now? See, I just bought a FLIR unit, Brock. So it takes video and pictures, and it's good for 300 yards. So
wow.
yeah. So but it actually the FLIR, it's picking up the heat and everything, or the heat or the cold. But I haven't been out to use that yet. I'm going to use that this spring and summer when I go do a couple things. But what kind of things have you seen on the infrared or the night vision?
Mostly wildlife, honestly.
Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, we're hunters. Sometimes we're ghost hunting, sometimes we're bow hunting.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I thought about? You're going to think I'm crazy, but I was talking to Larry Mack about this a couple months ago. I said, wouldn't it be really cool if we could take a small little minute camera and put it on an arrow? And if you're ever if you got something that you're seeing and you're not going to be able to catch up to it, but just not to shoot it at something, but in its direction, so you could get the video of the arrow going up to it. And nobody's going to be able to run that fast, right? So
right.
Wouldn't that be kind of a cool thing to do, arrow vision?
I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it, but I'm trying to think that through my head on the physics of that and on how to do it. But I think that if you could stick it in a tree right next to this, if you got something that you're seeing, because I was talking to a couple of people about Bigfoot and stuff, and I would never try to shoot it. If I ever did see one, I would never try to shoot it. But it would be cool to try to get as close to the video and stuff as you could. You would think that arrow would be there pretty quick.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, just as long as they're not throwing stuff back at you.
Right.
So, all right. So you guys, 27 cases. That's a lot. Is there? I mean, anything? Anything else that you guys have went and checked out that you had some really cool experiences with, or anything?
Yes, actually, I was stationed in Germany.
Oh, okay.
We went to Poland, and we actually did Auschwitz.
Oh, no. See, I don't know if I could. That was such a horrible thing, man. That's just got to drain you when you get in there. It's the sadness of that whole thing. Huh?
It does. It's definitely a heavy feeling when you walk in.
Yeah.
And we did Dachau and a bunch of the death camps there. And it was, it's definitely, you get overwhelmed with sadness and heaviness when you walk in.
I would think so. I mean, not even on a paranormal thing. Just what happened to all those poor people. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So so when you were over, anything else happen over there? It was kind of crazy.
Actually, they're very protective of their areas around there as far as history goes.
Oh, Auschwitz and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about that. Military bases. We had some really strange stuff happen out of Camp Pendleton when I was out there along. We'd come in and they weren't really Quonset hunts, but they were like the barracks there were kind of weird shaped and stuff. But there was several times we would come in to like our room, and all of our closet doors would be open and our drawers would be pulled out. And I mean, and they were locked. I mean, you had to use your key to get in to your room. And but some of them bases, in the military, there's some weird stuff going on.
Oh, absolutely. Most military bases have a dark history that they don't want you to know about.
Yeah, yeah. And you said you were in the Army?
I was, yes.
Okay, so did you? So when you were over in Germany, did you get a chance to go into the castles or anything?
We did. We actually visited a lot of the castles there.
Huh. Anything weird or anything unexplained happen there?
No. Usually when you go, there's large groups.
Okay.
It was hard to go in there when it was
Quiet.
when you were by yourself or minimum.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were only open a few hours a day, so when people go, it was pretty cramped.
Okay. So is there is it when on the group? I mean, do you guys investigate anything else besides ghosts, or is that the main focus?
That's the main focus.
Okay.
We actually were contacted by a guy that lives out by Salt Fork, which is in Harrison County, Ohio.
South Fork?
Salt Fork. It's a state park.
Okay.
Who claims he saw a Bigfoot and wanted us to come out. That's just not in my realm of expertise, if you will.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you what, man, the more I keep talking to some of these folks, the more open-minded I get about some of this stuff. What was, now, yeah, I know you told me about some of the stuff as far as the shadows and that. Anything, did you ever, besides the rocking chair, was that the strangest thing you actually saw on tape or experienced at any of the homes you investigated?
That was the strangest thing we actually caught as far as evidence-wise, yes.
Okay, as far as, what about electronic voice phenomena? Anything there?
Besides the get out in the basement of the one, we got a couple that have, said some vulgar words to us.
Yeah, don't repeat that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I mean, we've been cursed out by spirits.
That's just rude. Come on. It's all...
a lot of them are asking for help.
Yeah.
Or want help.
Yeah. Now, see, that would, if I ever heard that would tear me up. If someone was saying, "Help me, please," that would really bother me if I heard that. Especially if it sounded like a little kid. That would tear my heart out.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's we have some investigations coming up. One is with Spooky in Gettysburg.
Oh, now see, we did a show. What was that? 5-6 shows ago about Ghosts of Gettysburg. Now, see, to me, yeah. I've talked to several people that swear that they've been out there and heard phantom cannon fire and stuff, and there's no reenactors going on in the middle of the night. Where they have driven by, because you can't. I think they told me you cannot be in the park at night. They don't allow it. But when you were close by, they had stopped off just to listen or look at some stuff, and they'd actually, they heard cannon fire, and then they said that they saw floating lights and stuff in the fields as well. That's got to be a really crazy place to go look on a summer eve.
Yeah, that's my main goal. Eventually, is to be allowed to investigate Gettysburg at night.
Well, I mean, how are you going to? I mean, you'd have to just do the perimeter, huh?
Yeah, pretty much just stand outside and just see what you can get.
Yeah, yeah.
They close the gates at dusk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, don't they got like cobblestone fencing and stuff around the national park, around the battlefield? So, I mean, you could pull off there and just kind of listen for a couple hours, couldn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, just because you're not right inside the park, I mean, you should be able to hear. I would imagine you're going to hear things going on if there's stuff happening.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Hoyt says he's telling me if he sees Bigfoot, it's going in the truck and he's bringing it home.
Get that sucker mounted.
Yeah, that'd be an expensive mount, I'm telling you right now.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that would be expensive, that's for sure. All right. Well, so you're going to do Gettysburg. Anything else this summer you got going on besides the bash? You know what? We should see if Martin Holler is got activity going on.
Right?
I,
They're spooky enough. I'm sure they've got something.
I'm just saying. What a great way to be able to just say, Mr. Martin, let me come in there to Martin Holler and let me put out some cameras. Just because they're trail cameras, that don't mean anything. And can you see what kind of activity? And you don't mind if I get out there like 4:35, 5:30, and just kind of sit in the woods for a few hours. And I might bring my bow. You think Josh would buy that?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I tried to talk them into making some Bigfoot dust, but they just couldn't see the value in it. I'm just telling them, I said, guys, I mean, this stuff works so good for mock scrapes on deer. Why can't we make some Bigfoot dust? I think maybe we're missing the boat here.
Right?
Yeah, me, hey. Brock. I'm always looking at new revenue streams.
Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. So Gettysburg, and then where else you guys going?
Yes, we'll be in Gettysburg on May 12th, and then right now I'm waiting on an email back. They've already said it was okay, but for us to investigate Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
Ooh, there you go. That now you're going to be on base, or what are you in the barracks, or what are you doing?
Yeah, we'll be on the post in a lot of the hangars that are there.
Is there something allegedly going on there that you want to check out?
Yeah, there's a lot of stories about spirits hanging out in the hangars of formal military.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, how are you going to investigate a hangar? Those things are huge. I mean, how are you going to set up? How are you going to set up cameras and voice recorders on a hangar?
Because they're very echoey as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. How do you know How do you even know you're going to? Man, that'd be hard to do, Brock. That's going to be hard.
It'll be a tough one for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of cool. I mean, how many times you get to see you've been out to a military hangar?
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, I hopefully I'll see you in June or July with the July at the Bash. So you're gonna,
yes, sir.
Yeah, you're gonna have to let me know what's going on there. So if someone wants to get a hold of you or on your group, tell them what's the best way for them to do that.
If you go to our Facebook page, PyleoParanormal, there's a button right there on our Facebook page that says send email, and you can send us an email directly from the Facebook page.
Absolutely. And then, do you let people come with you on investigations, or is it just you two?
Nope, they're more than welcome to come along.
Okay.
We have no problems whatsoever. Actually, we have another streamer and her husband coming along with us at Gettysburg.
Oh, there you go. Chris says, and with a bag of Soldier Boy jerky in hand.
There you go. Can't beat it.
Chris, that is Bigfoot's favorite preferred jerky, Soldier Boy jerky. I'm just saying. Hey, before we close the show tonight, I need to tell everybody that the show is brought to you in part by our good friends out of Revelton Distillery. They've got some major news coming out April 15th. That is going to be something you want to pay attention to. Revelton Distillery out in Osceola, Iowa. Revelton, they are the official spirits of the Unknown Files show, so make sure you check it out. Chris says he knew that. He knew the Bigfoot. Hey, Chris, you think we can get into Martin Holler like at 5:30 and do an investigation from tree stands or something? Tell the legend of the drop tine, or the old mossy horns. You think Mr. Martin would? He is a Bigfoot. That's funny. Yeah, I don't think Josh is going to let us do that. So, all right, Brock, tell everybody again. Hey, do me a favor. They want you to spell. Hoyt says that Bigfoot's a vegetarian. He's an omnivore. He eats meat and vegetables. Didn't you know? Come on, Hoyt. Come on. Can you spell PyleoParanormal for him?
Yes, it is PYLE.
Mm-hmm.
O.
Mm-hmm.
PARANORMAL.
All right, there you go. All right, Brock, man, thanks for spending the night with us tonight. I appreciate that. Tell your significant other thank you very much, and stay in touch and let me know how things are hopping. Will you do that?
Will do. I appreciate you, Dave.
No, my pleasure, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
You bet. Thank you.
There he goes, Brock Hiller. Well, that was a nice interview. I like that. I like to see they're doing a lot of it on their own. So hey, I'm gonna be off for a few weeks. I'm gonna start chasing turkeys. So we're gonna. Hey, thank you, Hoyt. We're going to have a couple best ofs the next couple weeks. So I'll try and get Andrew to run those, and then I should be back live again. I'll let you know on Facebook, but I'm gonna have 2 or 3 weeks where during the week I'm gonna be filming. So I'll let you know how that's going. And then don't forget, May 25th, we're going to have John Zappas on. He is the nephew of Ed and Lorraine Warren. And if you don't know who that is, they did the movie The Amityville Horror and The Conjuring. They were actually there when the investigations were happening. So Harry and the Hendersons, good luck. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. I need all the luck I can get. So John, I talked to him for about 20 minutes. Super nice guy. He does a TV show called The Haunted Collector on the Travel Channel, I believe it is. So you can check that out. But I think that'll be our next live show before. Well, I think we might have one before then. But I'll try to give you a week or two notice. Okay. All right, that is going to wrap it up for this week. I'm going to say goodnight to everybody, and thank you as always for enjoying the Outdoor Call radio app. And don't forget, we're going to be announcing the winner of that big whitetail hunt with Respect the Game TV at Triple H Outfitters. We're going to draw the winner next week when we're in Kansas, so make sure you stay tuned for that. I will see you soon. Until next time, keep it right here on the Outdoor Call radio app, and keep checking out the Unknown Files show. All right, everybody. Good night, Hoyt. Thanks for everything, buddy. I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight, and good luck for all the kids that are going out youth hunting and getting out there. And send me some pics, and I will keep up to date with you. I'll be popping in here and there on Facebook to let you know what's going on. Till next time, have a wonderful night. Let me say it here. I got one more comment. Get after them birds. Chris, I will, buddy. Thank you, pal. I appreciate you. And if you guys need anything, just let me know. Gobble, gobble, Hoyt. I will talk with you all soon. Have a great, great rest of your week. Thanks, everybody. Good night.